Brothers and sisters, welcome once again, and thank you for joining us here on this CD. Thank you for choosing this, of all the CDs in your CD collection, to pop into that stereo, to pop into that Walkman, to pop into whatever listening device you may have handy, and to groove with us, to jam with us in the office, at home, at work, in the shower, as you calculate the amount of soap you have and what you can and cannot do with it at this point in time. Because we here in Senator Whatley, we are here for you, not only to entertain but to educate. We are here for the edutainment of you at this moment. We're here to teach you a little about something about life, about love, and about happiness. You see, way back when you went to school, you learned all about quadratic equations. You learned about sines, cosines, and tangents, and multiples, and fractions, and you learned all about how to calculate pi, but you never learned about the equations that would save your soul. And that's what we're here to talk about right now. It's about rock and roll. Rock and roll will save your soul because rock and roll is totally awesome. Rock and roll, it's more effective than as a pneumatic device than Chief Sokotoa himself. And rock and roll is more talented and can shave its hair with better ease than Britney Spears. And rock and roll is a better shot than Mr. Dick Cheney himself. Brothers and sisters, rock and roll is a better choice on your ballot than the Republican Party. I don't care who their front runner is. My goodness. After all, rock and roll is here for you. Rock and roll is to bring you up from the gloom and drear and mundanity of everyday life and to take you up to Nirvana, not the band. I'm talking about the Eastern concept, brothers and sisters, where you are one with the universe around you. You're one with the strangers on the bus, even that guy who everybody looks at and who's nobody sits next to because he smells and he plays with himself and he hums tuneless ditties as he fondles the buttons on his shirt. Rock and roll will make you one with that man. And rock and roll will make you one with the CEO of #1 on the Fortune 500, because rock and roll will bring you together with a whole conglomerate that we like to call humanity. Humanity, not meaning just humans and people, the folks who walk around on 2 feet. I'm talking about humanity as in rodents and pollywogs and minnows and invertebrates and things with exoskeletons that the Orkin man goes around telling kids about, even though those things have just as much right to survive and to groove and to rock along with you as the front runners of the Republican Party, because brothers and sisters, when all the shit comes down and the nuclear holocaust finally happens, it's just gonna be you, and it's gonna be those cockroaches grooving to the Ramones or grooving to Motorhead, and you're just gonna be sitting back, kicking back with whatever primordial ooze you got left to drink at this point, because let's face it, all the breweries and soda factories are gone by this point. Just you, the cockroaches, the primordial ooze, and rock and roll. Because brothers and sisters, rock and roll is totally awesome, and rock and roll is there for you on that last day when you take your last breath, and you're there to meet your Creator, and He says, "What have you learned?" Or she says, "What have you learned in your time upon this earth? The time that you trod the dirt and the disgusting clumps of mud that happen when the tide goes out, you know, in the inland rivers that are affected by the ocean tides, when you were walking across them and you felt that suction against your feet when you lifted your foot, and you wondered why you ever forgot your flip-flops when you went out clamming in the first place, and whoever brought you there and why you ever came, you can tell him that rock and roll is totally awesome.